Morning. Setting everything up here. Hi, how are you today? Today's Kaia Ra Daily Transmission is going to be focusing on a teaching from the Sophia Dragons. Wearing my Sophia Dragons pendant today, just feeling how much grace and peace this holy order of Seraphim have brought into my life, and how grateful I am that they decided to be a part of the Sophia Code and the Sophia Dragon tribe, and to be able to help us navigate these extreme times on the planet. I want to send out a warm welcome to everyone that is regulars here, and a warm welcome to everyone who's just joining us live for the first time. Feel free to introduce yourself. This month's theme, good morning. This month's theme is creativity and communication. So last month we went on a journey about self-love, and that was profound for us as a community to walk together and deeply explore that subject matter. And the reason that community dialogue and community journeys are so powerful is because when one person shifts in a community, it has a ripple effect on everyone else experiencing that same journey. And that means that quantum leaps are possible when we come together in community, when we connect with these teachings through our one heart, both our individual heart and our collective one heart. Oh, it's so great to see everyone coming on the feed here. We have several comments about how intense people have been feeling, and like how much transformation their work with the Sophia Code has brought up for them. And I'm going to be answering a question regarding that for tomorrow's Q&A, which I'm really looking forward to sharing more with you about. So coming back full circle. Oh, good morning. Hi, everyone. Feel free to introduce yourself, the city, state, or country that you're watching live, or from the replay. You can always add your comments in the replay comment field. David is sharing, I just finished the Mother Mary initiation this morning. Such a profound experience. Best way to start the day. Thanks for sharing that, David. That Mother Mary initiation is super potent. Congratulations on completing that this morning. So I would love for us to do some healing magic with the Sophia Dragons. I know how much we've all been feeling with world events, and I know that we've been practicing how to be within the compassionate witness, the third eye chakra, Kuan-Yin activation of the compassionate witness, along with all of the key codes supporting us to stay focused on the truth of our sovereign divinity as the solution, both for peace within our life and world peace, honestly, because if everyone on the planet was busy focusing upon the truth of their sovereign divinity, we would have no need for war anymore. In fact, we would spontaneously ascend into a golden age of peace. So that's what we're working on here, one heart at a time, one step at a time, activating as many people as possible into the truth of their, into the truth of their sovereign divinity. And it's from that knowledge that we can pivot to genuine and authentic self-love based on loving ourselves for who we really are, beyond achievements, beyond any talent or ability. We discover, as Isis teaches us in the Sophia Code, that we are a daughter and son of the Most High, first and foremost because of our soul being given birth to by the Divine Mother, Divine Father itself. So creativity and communication is the perfect theme to follow self-love, because when we have practiced really deepening and conscious awareness of what it takes to love our own hearts, to have those very powerful conversations with the spaces and places within us that have been waiting for those loving conversations that might not feel so loving inside, we build that spiritual muscle to identify. Then we continue to show up in a commitment to loving ourselves, that our relationship with creativity feels safe to expand. Our ability to articulate our communication is no longer such shaky grounds. We're standing on the grounds of self-love, which allows for our ability to communicate to increase, accelerate, become far more clear and directed, grounded, focused, and impactful. EM's writing in, woohoo, creativity and communication are two of my favorite topics. Same. I love these two topics. For the first reason, creativity is my life. I don't even understand how to function other than through creative thought processes. And as many of you know, I don't believe creativity is limited to writing or making art. I believe that creativity is a mindset. It's an approach to how we can engage with life and our relationship with life and our relationship with each other. And, creativity makes a difference between staying stagnant and stepping into, that constant change and constant transformation that we're really here for. And when we are choosing creativity, we are choosing to make an offering back to life. We're saying, wow, I'm not going to get stuck in fear and anxiety. I'm going to stay focused on who I really am, which is a sovereign creator. And I'm going to focus on not just receiving what life is bringing to me to learn about, but make an offering back to life through this creative mindset, through staying centered in the creativity of my heart. This is how we make a meaningful contribution back to life. It's by choosing to align with our higher self, the ascended masters, our guardian angels and guides that are revealing to us that we don't have to make the same decisions over and over again. We don't have to do the same things over and over again. Every present moment can be entirely different than the last moment. And the two consistent principles that we can remain aware of is change is the only constant. Have you ever lived a present moment that was exactly the same as another present moment? Never, not even once. None of us have. So change is actually the only constant. And number two, that creativity is both the way the way that we can take in what's happening in the present moment in a very grounded and centered way. And creativity is how we can respond to life, not react to life. And creativity is how not only we respond to life, but it's how we create something, how we allow what is beautiful within our heart to come forward back as an offering to life. So I always share, especially with my team angels, that leadership is creativity. Leadership is creative service. When we are genuinely leading, our creativity is what's listening, because creativity requires a deep listening and to what's actually happening in the present moment, not getting stuck or stagnated on a fantasy or an illusion or what we think is happening. When we're in the heart of creativity, we are actively listening to the present moment. What is arising in the field? What is here to be embraced? What is here to be acknowledged? What is here to be honored? What is here to be addressed? And that same spirit of creativity is the essence of our higher self that rises up and always knows what is to be said next, what is not to be said, what decisions that can be made that co-create a beautiful solution with others or with your own heart or with a situation that is arising spontaneously in the present moment that you cannot control. Creativity is the solution to thinking we have to be in control all the time. And the truth is, there's very little we have control over other than how we are going to respond to life rather than react to life. James is writing in, this is a great conversation. I find creativity can also feel vulnerable. And James, I want to thank you so much for your feedback, because that is why people are so intimidated by this conversation of creativity. And I believe it's perfectly reasonable to feel vulnerable about creativity. given our cultural context around creativity. So much of, socially, we've been programmed to think about a starving artist, or that we have to produce some kind of creative artifact for us to be creative. And then you've got all these overlays of how money is related to creativity and product development. And it's like, none of that actually has to do with the Holy Spirit of creativity, which exists within each and every one of us equally. And the reason why we start to feel vulnerable when we tap into the Holy Spirit of creativity is because creativity is constantly asking us to become very sober and clear in the present moment to what is ready to be revealed to us next, and how we can choose to be the best person to choose our highest potential that we've never chosen before. Our highest potential is creative. It's never stagnant. It's always ready to pivot and celebrate and honor and play and engage instead of react. Now, often people who are stuck in reactive, wounded, traumatic behavior are, creativity intimidates them. And so very often light workers are so sensitive because we are extremely intuitive and psychic and emotionally aware, that sometimes we think creativity feels vulnerable because it's actually feeling vulnerable for others to witness us in our creative flow. Sometimes my team members will remind me, and they're like, "Hey, these people feel intimidated by this part of what you're saying or doing," and it's just like, I don't even think about that, because I'm simply enjoying the spirit of creativity channeling through me. And so it's helpful for me to be reminded that just the creative energy pouring through me can feel confrontational to people, even though I'm not doing anything other than being in union with that energy. So I just want to say that first, when you are dipping your toes into, or just jumping into the deep end of the pool of your creativity, it's important to remember that not everyone's going to get on the bus with you, and that's okay. Here's the wildly beautiful thing about creativity. The more you allow your creative essence to permeate every cell of your body, to inform all of your decisions, so that you really feel you're making creative choices all day long, that's going to start to attract other creatively centered, focused individuals, people who are focused on creative solution making. And, the people that are, that would feel intimidated by that, they're going to start to fall away. And we don't have to judge them for that. It just means they're not ready to get on the creative train, which is what we're all meant to get on in life at one point or another. And the second reason why creativity feels so vulnerable is because internally it's expanding us against all of the limitations that we have placed upon ourselves, that have been programmed into us since childhood. And creativity is literally infinite. It is limitless. There is no boundaries on creativity, because creativity is one of the divine attributes of the Holy Mother, and the Holy Mother's primordial essence literally exists everywhere and in all things. So she is radically uncontainable. The Holy Spirit of creativity is synonymous with that divine mother principle. I mean, she's literally giving birth to all of life simultaneously across the multiverse and beyond. So when we are tapping into creativity, which I talk a lot about in the Stargate 2 spiritual leadership curriculum, we are tapping into an understanding, a somatic body understanding of the unlimited nature of our divinity. When you allow yourself to creatively think, when you allow yourself to be moving with that creative flow of your higher self, you are experiencing the radical joy of your divinity in motion through your human experience. And it's from that place that I share about in the Stargate 2 curriculum that we can approach spiritual leadership in an entirely new way, a truly authentic way, where even those vulnerable feelings that begin to arise as we allow ourselves to relax into and surrender into that creative flow, even those vulnerable feelings begin to be woven into the authentic, genuine offering of service that we are offering to others. Because that's the essence of creativity. It includes every aspect of ourselves in what we are creating. It's why creativity feels so good when we let ourselves explore, when we feel emotionally safe enough to just unfurl within that. What happens is all of us gets included in the offering exactly as we are. Now, if we are addicted to judging ourselves, that's going to feel even more vulnerable when we witness the fruits of our creativity blooming forward. I know for years I have struggled with a hypercritical, punishing voice that will arise when I'm creating something very beautiful. In the past, it's been so loud that I had to learn a process that whatever I was creating, whether physical or as a, audience speaking or teaching or whatever movement, that I would have to have a process where we call it letting the page breathe, where I just would walk away from what I had written and I won't even reread it. I won't look at it. I just walk away once it's done. Because if I allow that voice to have its way with me, I'm going to end up unknowingly or even knowingly sabotaging what I just created. And so that's the final step about why creativity can feel so vulnerable. It's like we tend to have this programmed judge or critic or punisher that will start to attack when we step into that creative mode. And what is the solution? It's the same solution to all wars, both external and internal, that would want to keep us from the creative solutions of our divinity. It's self-love. Loving your own heart, learning how to parent your own heart will guide you in how to embrace and soften into your creativity the way a kind and generous parent would put their arms around a little child when a child is feeling vulnerable about their creativity, and encourage them and share with them how beautiful it is. And let's take a break and let's focus on let's focus on something else so that when we come back to this, you can see what a great job you did. That's how a kind and generous parent would speak to their child. And that's how we need to mentor and love ourselves into this journey of creativity that is our divine birthright. So that's a little bit about creativity, and that felt really good to talk about that. I wasn't expecting that at all. And the other piece about communication, communication goes hand in hand with creativity. Our creativity can inform our communication. So if we are, used to saying certain things over and over again, if we are used to, harping on one approach for every person in every situation, it's important for us to understand that the creativity of our higher self can pour through us so that we can become radically present to how we can communicate, how we can connect with the hearts of others and with our own heart in entirely new ways. We can invite the solutions of our higher self to creatively speak through our communication, to articulate perhaps a new perspective, a new approach, even a new message that someone's never heard before. When we are in harmony through self-love with our creative spirit, our communication, it's like the creative spirit opens up the heart, and then as the heart opens, the throat chakra expands and wings are given to the personal expression of your soul. And so I would like to share a passage from the Sophia Dragons that speaks a little bit to creativity and communication. And if you'd like to read from the Sophia Code with me, I'm going to be reading from page 309. I'm really grateful for everyone's comments in the chat. It's so beautiful to read your communications about this topic. Chelsea's sharing, I'm far more creative than I thought, but don't ask me to draw anything. Chelsea's one of our Sophia Circle leaders she runs Sophia Circle Journeys. Thank you so much for sharing that, Chelsea. Yeah, it's just like creativity is so far beyond anything that we can do physically. I mean, even to say that creativity is just limited to some sort of physical manifestation is still limiting in and of itself. So I love that you're bringing this up, that you really embrace how creative you are, which I know you and I know how creative you are. In in your approach to life and how you think and how you lead others and the joy of creativity that you apply to your ministry. It's like you are living the essence of creativity. And so thank you for embodying that for all of us. Sharon is writing, and I'm ready to use my creative ability to truly be of help with my gifts. That's so wonderful, Sharon. Thank you for really stepping up and committing to choosing to allow your creativity to inform your gifts and your service. We have one of our angels, Corey, on this morning. Good morning, Corey. So good to see Corey on today. Okay, so we're going to head over to page 309. And we're just going to read the top one paragraph together. And it's at the top of page 303, excuse me. Yes, top of page 309. So one of the reasons why I talk so much about activations, the divine genome, spiritual light body technology is because of how much I've seen activating these centers and these light body technologies within myself has profoundly influenced my creativity and my communication. My journey with creativity was extremely painful for most of my life. I was deeply programmed to shame myself, especially around my creativity in my early life, and unraveling that shaming programming, has taken my entire adult life to really confront head on and get to the root of it. So I really understand the vulnerability that can arise when you allow yourself to become one with your creative spirit. And as I activated the divine genome within me, as I welcomed the Sophia Dragons to mentor me, that was, and when I received the Golden Dragon light body, which they talk about at the end of chapter 13, which is a spiritual light body that you can download from your higher self with the support of the Sophia Dragons, the Holy Seraphim of the Divine Mother, what I noticed was how much it accelerated my willingness and my ability to integrate the creative virtues of my higher self within my human experience. And it was very moving for me to feel the presence of these holy seraphim, the Sophia Dragons, supporting me to embrace creativity beyond self-shaming inner dialogue, and to allow creativity to heal me first and foremost, before making an offering to anyone else. The Sophia Dragons helped return me to my love affair with creativity, which, I'm obsessed with the arts. I'm obsessed with creativity. It's how I live and breathe, and nothing else makes any sense to me. When I see someone doing something creatively, whether it's physically or, viscerally, as a demonstration, I'm just so deeply moved to watch anyone's willingness to embody the creative spirit fully and without interruption from the mind. And so when the Sophia Dragons guided me to download the Golden Dragon Light Body, I noticed that I was putting my feet upon a path of really choosing my own heart and healing my relationship with creativity was going to empower the divine feminine within me to move and speak and engage life in entirely new ways. That did not happen overnight. That was a step-by-step, day-by-day process that I'm still living in. But this spiritual light body technology, how the Golden Dragon light body interfaces with the divine genome and all of your major chakra systems, it's a huge upgrade to the human experience. And On page 309, that's what the Sophia Dragons are pointing us to. They're saying, hey, your creativity, your communication, your relationship with abundance, and your ability to step into your spiritual leadership is directly informed by how willing you are to embrace all of you, especially the spiritual technology of your body. So let's read this paragraph together at the top of page 309. It says, the Sophia Dragon lineage initiates spiritual leaders in how to safely embody unlimited creative power and steward abundant resources for serving the greatest good through the one law of divine love. We mentor your confidence for embodying sovereignty by mirroring to you the purpose and service of our own angelic dragon embodiment. As you increasingly embrace your golden dragon embodiment, many spiritual allies and lineage family members will join you in this movement, for creating heaven on earth is meant to be a shared journey, whose feasts are best enjoyed with friends along the way, celebrating Sophia's immaculate love. Be as the ascended masters who went before you, with steadfast eyes confidently fixed upon the Holy One within you. You came to earth with a radical mission to unconditionally bless the one body of Sophia Christ, regardless of all outer circumstances. Innumerable masters walk with you at this time, both in human form and guiding you from higher dimensional realities in support of your role in this spiritual revolution for sovereignty. There is so much just to share and unpack in those just 3 paragraphs alone. That's kind of how the Sophia Code is. It's just so rich with teachings about your sovereign divinity. But coming back to that passage, the Sophia Dragons initiate you in how to safely embody your unlimited creative power and steward abundant resources for serving the greatest good through the one law of divine love. This is how we want to approach our creativity and communication. We want to approach it through the one law of divine love, because when we are approaching such powerful forces within us through love, then we don't have to fear ourselves anymore. And many people are afraid of their creativity and their ability to communicate because maybe in a previous lifetime something happened with their creativity or what they communicated that influenced others and may have harmed others. Or maybe something disappointing happened and you carry over that grief from another age into this lifetime. But here's the thing, in this lifetime, we don't have the luxury anymore of holding back and stagnating on the learning experiences of the past. We are living in extraordinarily pivotal times. Every day is literally a precious gift from God, and it's up to us to decide to live fully in the present moment, expressing the creative spirit of our higher self and exploring what it's going to take to overcome those inner obstacles, to articulate your heart's truth, to unleash your throat, to be able to clearly communicate the messages, the healing words, what is arising spontaneously to be spoken through you in any present moment that is also in alignment with the discernment of your higher self, of course. It's like every day is an opportunity for us to practice how to embrace these divine virtues. And I invite you to go back and read the Sophia Dragons chapter this week as part of our creativity and communication theme. And maybe go back and redo the Key Code 777 initiation. Every time you read the Key Code 777 initiation, you are allowing your consciousness to integrate that golden dragon light body download in an even deeper way. I mean, there's literally no limit to how far we can go with integrating and embracing and embodying and exploring the creative magic of the golden dragon light body and of all of our chakra systems, all of our spiritual light bodies. When we take time to just even 5 minutes a day tune into this technology, it strengthens it, and it allows us to explore new ways of using it. So let's close with a little visualization about your golden dragon light body and how it can bless your creativity and your communication today. Thanks for reading the Sophia Code with me, and let's visualize a beautiful circle of light around your body, anywhere between 3 to 8 feet outside your body, and feeling that glorious circle of light. Perhaps you'll see little sacred dragon flames. Susan's writing in, I never consider leadership as creative. Hello. I love that, Susan. I love your sense of humor. Your sense of humor is creativity too. I speak extensively about leadership being a creative service in the Stargate 2 curriculum. So if you want to learn more about that, my team angels can share more about that with you. Okay, so visualizing that beautiful circle of light around your body. There's different colors associated with creativity. A primary one being red, like this juicy ruby red. Also the color of orange, different shades of orange, and even yellow. It's like creativity is fire. And that's why we have the fire dragon leading us in our Austin Sovereign Spiritual Leadership Immersive that's coming up this May. Feeling that fire dragon energy, yes. And welcoming the Sophia Dragons to come and, by the way, for those of you who are new, the Sophia Dragons are Seraphim. They're extremely powerful and exceptionally gentle. They are heavenly. They're dragons that attend to the very throne of the Divine Mother. There's nothing scary about them. They are pure, sovereign love, divine love. And so you may feel like this unusual peace come over you as they encircle you to bless you, to help you become more consciously aware. If you have downloaded the Golden Dragon Light Body, to feel that spiritual technology, integrating in your 8 major chakras within every cell of your body. We welcome those crystalline chromosomes of your divine genome to be ringing with the bells of sovereignty. And if you'd like to explore, just feel the rippling of those golden dragon scales that are interfacing with your human body, how they offer you psychic protection in these times of extreme psychic pollution. Feel into how these golden dragon scales allow for the love, the creativity, and the communication of others to be expressed towards you, while also filtering out the toxicity or trauma or wounding that may unintentionally be expressed when others are speaking to you, so that you can remain centered in your heart and your body to be able to fully express the creativity and articulate the communication of your heart back to others, free of any unconscious ego structure influence. Feel how when you consciously connect the golden dragon scales, the light body of the golden dragon, spiritual technology, it raises the bar. I can feel it in my heart. It's like, oh yeah, I'm inside this beautiful spiritual technology that is initiating the master within me, the higher self within me that knows how to creatively express in unlimited ways in every present moment. I can rise up to that because I don't have to create that. The energy of my higher self is already creating through me. My human awareness, when I allow myself to relax into this golden dragon light body technology, my human awareness is coming into alignment. It's merging, it's blending with my higher self so that my higher self consciousness can create through me. And then my human awareness gets to witness the joy of that union within. Kristen is writing in the back, all my chakras are firing and tingling during this transmission. That's wonderful, Kristen. So what that's communicating to my awareness is you are welcoming your golden dragon light body to start to upgrade and activate the backside of your chakras. And interestingly enough, it is the backside of our chakras that are responsible for the willpower of creation. The front side of our chakras open us to all of the creative potentials and our abilities, but it's the backside of the chakras that are connected to embodying the willingness, the courage, the strength to allow ourselves to merge with our higher selves creativity, to open, to keep our minds and our hearts open to the communication that wants to be expressed through us. That's the back of the chakras, the willingness. And so God bless your golden dragon light body that is opening, expanding, and deepening your courage, bravery, faith, and willingness to remain in your creative spirit. So exciting. And I'll be really curious to see how your communication starts to dance through your heart and through your voice today. And in closing, let's just welcome the Sophia Dragons blessing upon each and every one of our hearts. To feel these angelic, magnificent seraphim of divine love and sovereignty, helping us to close the gap today, to release any resistances and anxieties about our creativity and our communication that can then be up-leveled, that can rise up like the phoenix from the past, to fully live in our hearts and our higher self truth today, and to feel what a special impact our willingness to surrender just a little bit more into our own self-love, into that stable foundation of self-love that allows for us to accept and receive and embrace the spiritual technology of our body, which then allows us to feel the blessings of our higher self and all of our divine virtues, merging with our human awareness to be able to express and articulate our creative communication, our creative higher self embodiment in entirely new ways today. And I give thanks for these beautiful seraphim, the seraph of fire, the seraph of water, the seraph of air, all of these beautiful Sophia Dragons that are guiding us through our Sovereign Soul events this year, with our next stop being live in Austin. I'm so looking forward to connecting with so many of you for the first time in person in Austin. And I want to thank you for joining us for today's transmission. It's been such a joy to read the Sophia Code with you, to explore this topic of creativity and communication with you. And we're going to go deeper and deeper all month long together on this journey. Yeah, thanks so much. I will be, speaking of creativity, we have a photo shoot planned for tomorrow morning, actually all day, for creating some more marketing content and our ability to communicate what our brand and our movement is doing worldwide. So I'll be recording a special Q&A that I received yesterday in the comment feed. This was such a great question. I loved how this person wrote it in. I'm going to be answering that question and posting that tomorrow morning while we're getting ready for the photo shoot. So I hope you tune in to watch that premiere, because as soon as I read her question, I was like, yes, let's do this. I felt the fire come through. So please be sure to like this video. Feel free to add comments and feedback for the replay. I love reading your comments and feedback. And if you're new to my channel and these KR Daily transmissions are supporting spiritual practice, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel, because your subscription helps spread the word of the Sophia Code. So thanks, everyone. It's been so great connecting with you this morning. Have a beautiful day or evening wherever you are in the world. All my love to you. Namaste.